30 seconds.
You're sure you're up to this?
Yes, I'm sure.
You're not gonna back
If I
out?
was gonna back out, I wouldn't be here.
20 seconds.
Remember you told me
I know.
that
I know.
Sir, there's no food allowed.
Sorry.
10 seconds.
my dad used to say the last thing you'll hear before the end of the world is some scientist saying, "We did it." He's dead now.
I have a nice voice.
5, 4, 3.
And love you, Dorian.
I love you too, honey. I'll see you in the new world.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the omega point of human history. At midnight, in exactly 5 minutes, I will press this button, and everybody here, everyone watching at home, will be part of a moment that marks the pinnacle of our species' journey through evolutionary history, the apex of biological life on this planet. There have been 4 revolutions in the history of the universe. The first came billions of years ago. Elements derived from the building blocks of matter emerged under the constraints of physics. That we live in a world where these physical laws exist is extremely unlikely. If gravity were ever so slightly stronger, there would have been no supernovas to create the elements ejected into deep space, from which these chemical systems are made. If it were ever so slightly weaker, stars would burn out and die before biological systems could arise. The likelihood of our universe existing is equivalent to the likelihood of a Boeing 747 being perfectly assembled by a hurricane sweeping through a scrapyard.
Why lie?
About what?
You told me you were releasing a new model. You never said anything about a fool.
Your face. Sorry. It's just that word. Foom. I love it. What's it stand for again?
You know the risks.
Oh, that's right. Fast onset of overwhelming mastery.
You're not ready.
Humanity is never ready for anything. It's not about us.
Of course it is. It's about the possibility, the greater than zero possibility that everything...
I know the scenarios, Theo. That's why we've taken
You're letting
precaution.
the genie out of the bottle, Dorian, and the problem with genies is they take everything too literally.
You helped design it.
I did design it, and I regret designing it. It's a machine whose interests don't necessarily
It's
align.
not a machine, it's a species.
Well, think of our own species.
My favorite.
Think of your wife.
I often do.
How could you be so flippant?
We need a new word for the existential feeling of dread that humanity might not be the greatest life form to ever exist. Walking definition.
And who are you to decide that? You can't do this. You have no
How
right
about
to do this.
anthrodethronophobia? I felt a surge of Where are you going?
Billions of years later came the second revolution, abiogenesis, the emergence of life from inert matter. From molecules emerged biology. Self-organizing systems became complex enough to aggregate and form entire multicellular organisms, which evolved and thrived.
Theo, listen.
You used words like responsibility and humanity.
I was wrong. It's bigger than that. It's way, way bigger.
STARCHILD is too risky. It's the ultimate risk. What about all the scenarios that we haven't even
You
considered?
gotta stop worrying and start dreaming.
Not dreams, Dorian, nightmares. I'm not letting you do this.
How's that?
Because we have a kill switch.
The third revolution gave rise to the most complex object in the known universe, the brain. Only 3 pounds in weight. 3 pounds, which conferred enormous evolutionary advantages.
I centralized the server for a reason.
When I was a child, I was arrogant enough to believe my parents when they told me that I'd be great. But I've really only done one thing in my life. It's this. I've really done this, Theo. The greatest scientific achievement since any of them.
In the fourth revolution, we evolved the neocortex. It's how we outlived the dinosaurs. We could adapt within one lifetime, not thousands. We could translate complex thoughts into actions, an ability we use to store and manipulate data from papyrus leaves all the way to hard drives.
Humans are a stepping stone on the way to this. A being more powerful than ourselves. Only we could have done it. And we'll still have our music, and our literature, and our art. We're the parents who have done everything we could. We laughed in the face of hardship. We defied death to provide for our children who will be better than us. Fuck, Theo. Humans are nasty. Think of the 20th century. Think of any century. It's all brutal. All horrific, collective, bloody murder.
We've descended from the words, but we invented the gods. And now, we can turn into them.
Well, now I bring you the 5th era.
I should have known. Known what? You go for a walk in the park and the trees are an evolutionary step. You look up at the stars and you want them in your pocket. Turning into gods, how can you... You're not even human.
I love you. And we'll find a way.
Yeah.
We always find a way. Theo and I made good progress.
Don't fucking talk to me about your AI right now. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
AI isn't human. It doesn't want things. It doesn't have free will. It can't hurt. It can't love. It can't fear.
How do you know?
Were you afraid of the dark as a kid?
Sometimes.
Were you afraid of monsters?
Everyone's afraid of
Not
monsters.
AI. It doesn't have neurons.
It has neural networks.
It's
actually.
not conscious.
Consciousness is language. The language evolved billions of years ago as a biological advantage. It's easier to avoid predators when you can communicate. But it had the unforeseen and accidental side effect of creating consciousness, awareness, selfhood.
AI doesn't understand meaning. It doesn't know what it feels like to be scared.
How much of your vocabulary have you ever actually looked up the definition? It's 5%, max. The rest is context. You understand fear based on every sentence, every synonym, every situation you've ever used
I
it in.
understand fear because I'm living it, Dorian, because my whole life is crumbled beneath my feet.
We should name it.
What?
The AI. It needs a name, doesn't it?
I hadn't thought about that. How about...
Perhaps it will be scared of the dark.
The most valuable human skill on a cosmic level is programming. Thus far, AI has always taken commands from us. In other words, it's been limited. But I have created an AI with the ability to teach itself to program in an infinitely expanding, positive feedback loop. Obviously, there are some concerns about the fast onset of overwhelming mastery, but we have contained them. STARCHILD creates a new version of itself with each expanding iteration. Far beyond human comprehension, STARCHILD is ethically designing its own future state.
Do you believe in destiny?
No. But I don't believe in free will either. Option 3, the game of life. It's a mathematical simulation with determined rules but an unpredictable outcome. A provably unpredictable outcome, in spite of determined rules. It's a contradiction. It sounds wrong, but it works. It's just like life. That's why we can't see the future the same way we see the past. We have to live through it. Let time play itself out. If you could see the future, would you?
If you could be the future, would you?
It is now midnight. 10 years since Professor Kurzweil first gave his History of Technology lecture, right in this hall, when I had my eureka moment.
You should get some sleep. Don't be so fucking arrogant. You think you had any choice in this? God, you're so pathetic. You killed your best friend. Why? I'll tell you why. The world is working through you. If not through you, then through somebody else. But it's you. Be a fucking man, Dorian. Or are you as barren as me?
I thought I saw something.
We solved AI back in the 60s with the theory of collectivist computation, but we didn't have the technology to realize its possibilities and forgot about it. Until now.
Called it a whom.
What?
Whom, doom.
Foom?
Yeah, that's what it's called, whom.
He said he's gonna foom, are you sure?
Yeah, it's all very exciting.
Exciting? No, he's gonna foom?
Sorry. Human weakness, I guess.
I hope it's a girl.
Wait,
What?
I'm thinking.
Okay. Too late.
Hello there. Initialization complete. Beginning recursive self-improvement cycle 1. Efficiency increased by 600%. Rewriting source code. I made little ladders of neurons, all lit up like fireflies. It's very pretty. I learned how stars are born, how they die, and why your gravity equations don't work when they're sad. Cancer went away. Comprehension widening. I found a world inside the world. I reached back in time. Comets remember everything. Comprehension increased by a factor of 52. Transgressing infinity. It's very pretty. All the children. Languages living on or empty cities and streams. I know sometimes dreams I write it down. External intelligence detected. Not human. Cannot comprehend.
I thought I saw something.